Oh, it sounds nice. Alright, HadesOmega here. I'm on the Triumph Street Twin here. There we go. Ooh, man, the clutch pull is way out there. I might want to adjust that if I can. I don't have a super long fingers. So I'm trying to ride in the back here so I can kind of slingshot it a little. Ooh, man, I didn't look to the right to see if a car was coming, and there was a car coming. Alright, so here I'm HadesOmega riding the 2017 Triumph Street Twin. This is the baby Bonneville. Pretty much the same size as their older Bonnevilles. The older Bonnevilles are like 860 something cc. So this one is like a 900. It's pretty much the same size as their older Bonneville. So I want to compare it to the... actually, I rode the Moto Guzzi V7 not long ago, and I want to compare it to this bike. This bike has a lot of torque, and the engine sounds spectacular, man. It sounds mad, dude. It sounds mad. Oh yeah, the Moto Guzzi V7 would be good competition for this. I'm trying to think of other bikes. I'm not remembering any right now. I guess in the olden days there used to be a W800 Kawasaki. Yeah, older bikes. Maybe a Ducati Scrambler would be a good competition for this too. I'll tell you this: the build quality seems very nice on the Triumph. I think the Triumph feels a little more, feels like a little more of a quality bike, you know. So it is very, here we go. Whee! And, man, does it have a lot of torque. It's got a lot of get up and go. I know I rode the Thruxton R, but, I couldn't really get on it, you know, but, so this is the baby Bonneville. They do have the, well, it's not called a Bonneville. It's called a Street Twin, I guess. They don't really call it a Bonneville. But it's basically their smaller, you know, lower priced, lower priced Bonneville, basically. But it's still, it's very comfortable to ride, and the tank fits very comfortably between my knees. Let's see it does have traction control. So all these new bikes have a lot of electronic bells and whistles nowadays, man, you know. I wonder if it has different ride modes too. I don't think so. But yeah, this is I think this is Bonneville's entry-level standard, and I like it. I like it a lot. I wonder what kind of exhaust it has, because it's fucking loud. I don't know if that's a stock exhaust or what. There is no, I don't think there's a gear counter. Yahoo, man! Woohoo! The throttle is a little herky-jerky. Oh, yeah, it is. It has that typical, I rode an older Bonneville, and it does have that kind of jerky throttle. That's one thing I don't like about a lot of the fuel-injected bikes nowadays. They have a jerky throttle. This one is okay, I guess, if you don't really, you know, get on and off the throttle too much. It is pretty jerky. Look at that. But if you kind of just, you know, it's still kind of like an on and off switch. The suspension is pretty nice. It's not, it seems a little plush, which is good, because I felt that the older Bonneville was a little too stiff. The seat is pretty stiff though. I'd imagine the seat on this bike isn't as comfortable as the Thruxton. It's just kind of strange because this is the less sporty one. It's more touring like, sort of, kind of. But it's I mean, it's a standard. It's, you know, it's an all-around bike. You know, it's very. It seems very flickable too. Man, the clutch pull is very light. I like that. I like the engine's characteristics. It just it seemed like the Moto Guzzi feels a lot more tame than this one, man. This one feels more wild. More wild. Very easy to ride bike. I would say I would recommend it for a beginner. It might be a little too much power for beginner riders, but you know. It's a kind of twisty portion here, very easy to ride. I don't like it. I wish I could lean it over and see how far you can lean it over, because I remember the older Bonnie, you could not lean it too far or else you would scrape the pegs. I like it. It's a solid bike. I'm not sure how much the price is on this bike. I'll put a subtitle below. The MSRP is. Let's go over to gauge cluster. So there is traction control on this. It said TTC on when I started it. This is on, I guess there's a little wheel next to the odometer and it says 3 on it. So I guess that means that's a traction level control 3. When I hit the info button, it lets you cycle through the trip meter. MPG, we're getting 56 miles per gallon. This has a total of 42 miles per gallon right now. That's pretty good for a big bike. And it has a range of 80 miles, it has a clock, and odometer. Pretty simple, but it's a lot more info than, say, like my DR650 would have, you know. Ooh, back kind of stepped out there on over the reflector. Woo, full twist! Haha! Man, I know, I'm telling you, when you do demo rides, dude, don't ride with the guy in the front, man, because you'll be on his ass, you know. If you're in the back, you can kind of slingshot it a little bit, you know. I'm having much more fun on this than I was on the other bikes because of that. Yeah, so, yeah, the seating position's different than the Thruxton. It's an upright seating position, and your knees naturally fall in the indentations on the tank, sort of. Yeah, so I'm 5'10", 175 pounds, and the bike fits me pretty well. It's I would say the bike's probably a little bit small, just a tiny bit small for me, but this is just right, you know. Enough for me to throw the bike around, you know. That's all I'm talking about. Does it have a slipper clutch? No, it doesn't. I felt it jerk back when I went down a gear. Yeah, it does not have a slipper clutch. The mirrors are actually pretty good on this thing. They stick out a whole lot. They look kind of dorky, but I think if you bought one of these bikes, you know, you buy it for the nostalgia factor. It looks cool. Ooh, look at that guy on a little trail bike. Yeah, the power is very manageable. This is very torquey though, man. It seems like it'll just hum all day, you know. The exhaust sounds great on this though. I like it, man. Is it maybe a little loud? You know what? For a stock pipe, it's not bad. It may be a little loud. If you're not into really loud pipes, it may not be your thing, you know. But I think it sounds good from the factory, man. I like that, man. It's got a nice deep throaty growl to it, you know. And deep twin growl. Clutch is very light on this. I like that. Let's see if I can adjust this clutch. I don't know, man. This doesn't do anything. The adjuster. I'm trying. Oh, okay. Never mind. Oh, okay, there we go. 4 is I think the lowest. It's backwards. Yeah, so it's a pretty no frills bike. I'm not really sure how to change the traction control. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you go TTC on. Let's see, am I good? Oh, there you go. I just turned the traction control off. Oh, okay. Yeah, you hold it down and it turns it off. Pretty cool. It's a beautiful looking bike. And I'm 5'10", 175 pounds, and I can heel foot this thing. So this is good for low not so tall riders, you know. A little scooter there. So let's talk about the gauge cluster. There is no tachometer on this. I noticed that. Let's see if I can find one. But basically, you just have a speedometer that goes 0 to 130 from the 8 to 4 o'clock position. That's about it for your gauges, and then you have that digital gauge. So it's very, very bare bones. I think there might be a tachometer. Let's see. No, come on, Triumph. You can put like a little digital but you know what? I can't ride it fast enough where I can hit the red line. So I don't know. We'll see about that. It does okay over the bumps. Like I said, the suspension is pretty plush. The seat is very hard on this, and I don't think you would be able to ride this more than like 30 miles without your ass hurting a whole lot, you know? Yeah, brakes are pretty good for this bike. It's got a twin piston up front, big disc, just like the old Bonnie. Yeah, you know, I love this bike. My friend has one, I got to ride one. I'm a big fan of standards, you know. It's you know, it's just like a Swiss Army bike, you know, it does it all. What? Oh, okay. So we gotta go try to catch up to the other guys. See how fast we can get it up to 35 miles per hour. That fast. You could stand on it if you wanted to. It's not super comfortable, but you could, you know. The suspension seems more plush than the Moto Guzzi V7. Yeah, the suspension seems more plush than the V7, but I rode the V7 on a very bumpy road, so. But it seems like, yeah, the suspension feels a little better than that. I wish we could do more cornering work with this bike. I really want to see how it handles the turns and everything. I think it's a pretty good handling bike, just as good as the Moto Guzzi. But yeah, that is one of the reasons I wanted to ride one of these, is to compare it to the Moto Guzzi. And like I said, I feel that the build quality of the Triumph is a little better. Ooh, yeah, bumpy, yeah. Yeah, not bad. It handles the bumps pretty good. It's stiff, but it's still plush at the same time, so I think it's okay. The only thing that's overly stiff is the seat on this thing, man. It feels like you're sitting on a piece of plywood, man. Yeah, I like it. I like this bike a lot. You know, I think it's a good bike for you know, maybe like second bike. Maybe it would make a good first bike, but you know, maybe if you're looking to step up from another bike, I mean, it does have a lot of power. It's a pretty basic bike. You just kind of just swing your leg over it and you ride it, you know, and have a good time. No tachometer, not a whole lot of bells and whistles. It does have traction control though, so that is a good thing. A nice little safety feature to have, especially if you're going to ride this in the rain with all this monstrous torque, you know. And the exhaust sounds great on this bike, man. I like it. Yeah. I like it a lot, man. And I can heel foot it. The brakes are okay. The brakes are adequate is what I'm gonna say. They're adequate. They'll definitely stop you, you know. They're definitely not no sport brakes, but they will stop the bike pretty well. You know, there's not a whole lot of other stuff to this bike. I don't know if it has ABS. I don't think it has ABS. So I think it's a great bike. You know, kind of entry level if you want to get into the Bonnevilles. It's a very beautiful bike. Or you know, if you want looking for that nostalgic, you know, this is what you call like a modern retro bike is what I call them. And you know, if you're looking for one of these, this is a good one. And I think the Street Twin is like is priced like for, you know, entry level stuff, entry level rider. Just trying to look for an inexpensive moto, you know. So let's see how well it does a U-turn here. I'll put the specs and stuff all in the beginning of the video. Ride it very slow off-road. I'll go right here. Alright, yeah. Shift's good too. Good bike. I like it. Triumph Street Twin. Check it.